Dreams are those that do not let you sleep in the night, and my life was always full of such dreams.
Hello everyone and Namaste. Myself Bulubiker. I'm born and brought up from a very small city called Puri from Odisha. I'm a motorcyclist. I travel around India on my motorcycle. So while I travel on my motorcycle, I also create videos and I upload them to my YouTube channel. So at this moment, I have got two YouTube channels where I post actively. One goes by the name bulubiker, where I share motorcycle experience and travel experience and lot of other things which is related to motorcycle traveling. The other channel is in the name of Bulubhaina, which is a regional channel where I vlog in Odia. So basically it's all regular simple lifestyle that I live, I share on that channel. So before starting anything, I would like to thank TEDx IIM Sambalpur for giving me an opportunity to speak, to share my story with all of you who are connected through this platform. At the same time, I would also like to apologize for my bad English. I'm definitely not a great speaker, and also to be honest, I am really nervous at this moment because for the first time I think I'm going to speak English for such a long time. Anyway, so I have got just about like 10 to 12 minutes. Within that I would have to share my story. So TEDx talk is all about inspirational stories, and today I'm going to share a part of my life which may or may not inspire a lot of you, but definitely it has been an inspiration for me throughout my life. The reason I wanted to share this part of the story with all your audience is because I see a lot of youngsters these days, they kind of complain. They have got that attitude of complaining rather fixing their own problems. They always complain that I have this problem, I have that problem, I have a family problem, I have a financial problem. A lot of complaints they do. But instead of fixing them, they just keep on complaining, keep on complaining. To be honest, I had like a lot of problems in my life, but I always remember this quote. I was complaining to God about my broken shoes until I find someone with no legs. So this quote, I'm not really sure that where exactly I got this, but yeah, I had been like following this quote for a long time. That is one reason that I don't complain about my life. I don't complain about problems. I rather find a way to fix them. My father was born rich, but due to some circumstances, he has to quit his city. He has to move to a different city, and then life was miserable for him. I mean, like it was quite difficult, for which he had a tough time, especially with financial problems. And because of which, fortunately, I was born poor. Why would I say fortunately? Maybe because of this, I started valuing things. To be honest, I value small things in my life. I give lot of value, lot of respect to every individual that I meet in my life. So that is one thing for which I call myself fortunate, because I have learned a lot because of the community where I have grown. Education was quite difficult for me, but my father always wanted me to study in the best school of the town, and it happened so. But unfortunately, I couldn't complete my studies. I have to quit in between to find out a job because of financial issues. And finally, I have to move out of my hometown and I relocated to Hyderabad to find a job. At that point of time, you won't believe, even Bhubaneswar, which is the capital of Odisha, was a very big city for me. I would like get lost several times. And just imagine, I directly moved from Puri to Hyderabad without any prior experience, without any contacts. And you won't believe, I could barely afford a ticket to travel to Hyderabad on the Falaknama Express. I believe that was about like 350 rupees cost, but I was really having a tough time. I didn't have money with me, but thanks to my friends who helped me a lot. I'm really happy that I made some good set of friends who have helped me throughout my life in different stages of my life. They helped me to buy a ticket, plus they had given me some money so that I can use them. I can stay in a city like Hyderabad for a month. So the moment I landed up in Hyderabad, I moved to a place called Kalakal, nearby Medchal, which is close to about like 38 to 40 kilometers away from Hyderabad. The reason I stayed so far from the city was because I could only afford an accommodation over that place, which was barely about like 180 rupees per month. It was inside a village, a small house, and I couldn't just explain how it was because the flooring was absolutely broken stones kind of thing, where I was provided with a small mattress to sleep. I mean, not a mattress, it was a mat basically to sleep. So that is what I could afford at that point of time. Anyways, those are big stories which will need at least an hour to express. Finding a job was really difficult for me because I didn't even knew where to start. I mean, just understand, this was about like 15 to 18 years ago. I didn't have any clue that if there are web portals like Naukri or monster.com or anything that we have right now, because that point of time I was like clueless. And just imagine, I just moved from a small city and for the first time I'm just hunting for job at a new city. So every day I remember I used to buy a pass a bus pass, which used to cost me around 25 rupees or 26 rupees. So basically, if you buy this bus pass, you can travel throughout the city for a day. It's a day pass basically. So I used to buy that, and every single day for lunch, no matter wherever I was located in the city, I used to travel back to Secunderabad station, because there I used to find a hotel which used to give me a meal for 10 rupees. It was basically egg curry and rice, which was an amazing meal for me. I used to travel a lot across the city. I used to walk a lot in the city. कहते हैं ना कि जॉब ढूंढने के लिए आपकी चप्पल की जो सोल है वो घिस जाता है, कुछ ऐसी हुआ मेरे साथ. इनफैक्ट मेरे साथ और भी ज़्यादा कुछ हो गया. It was 2022 days that I was looking for a job and I couldn't find any single job for me. It was really getting difficult and I was left with very few money. It was not even enough that I could return back from Hyderabad to Odisha, because I was not getting a job and I don't have enough money with me to return back. That was my situation. I always used to skip my breakfast because I was little kind of a dharmic kind of person who used to believe that if I skip my breakfast and I go for an interview, then God might be kind on me and He would fetch me a job. So that is a kind of belief I have. To be honest, when we have more problems, we are more religious towards God. And then one final day, I was there for an interview in Hyderabad. The place name was Basirbagh, and as usual, I didn't have my breakfast, and I was actually hungry that day. And it was almost 11 that we started the interview, and the interview was actually going till 2:30. So after that, we were asked to sit down for a couple of minutes so that they can declare the result. This gentleman comes out of his office and he says that today the results will not be announced because there is a bandh which is declared in the city. So there seems to be some kind of rally. There was a rally in the city for which all the offices and all the transportation and everything is being shut down. I think there was a kind of disturbance which has happened in the city for which all the bus and everything, it was actually an urgent strike that has been called off. Literally, that was a day that I felt like crying. I was in the middle of the city, and first, I am very hungry because I have not ate anything. Second, I have very few money that I can sustain only for a couple of days more. Third, I have no guarantee about the job, and now the bandh is declared for which I cannot travel to the place where I'm staying. And just imagine, the place is about like 38 to 40 kilometers away from the city. So that was the situation for me. So beside to the bus stop, there was a small samosa vendor. He was selling samosas. I ate 3 samosas and then I drank water which he had. And then I took a decision. I will walk from Hyderabad to Kalakal. You won't believe, while sharing this story, even I get goosebumps today. Because whenever I think about this moment, I always feel so proud about me that I could make myself here from that place. So that is what happened. I started walking from Basirbagh, Hyderabad at 3:30 p.m. and I reached Kalakal Mechal at about 2 a.m. in the morning. Yes friends, so that was what happened. I literally walked 38 to 40 kilometers to reach my destination because I was not the guy who would actually give up. So this is what life had taught to me, to never give up from your problems. And yes, after this, I cracked a job for myself. It is very simple, and you might have heard this thing, God helps them who helps themselves. So no matter how big the problem is, we just have to help ourselves. We just have to find out solutions to our own problems. So that is what I have learned in my life. Patience is the key, my friends. Patience is the key for everything. Well, this part of the story actually covered how I cracked the first job of my life. There is also a second part of the story. Now the new phase of my life started. I was doing good in my job. I finally buy a bike for myself. This was the first bike of my life. It was the Bajaj Pulsar 150. I don't remember exactly what was the cost. I believe it was about close to 65 or 60, something of that sort. But yes, I could manage to buy a motorcycle on installment. Obviously, I paid some down payment and then I went for a loan. If you think this is about like 2003, just imagine at that point of time, 150 Pulsar was a very, very good bike. And obviously it was a premium bike at that point of time. And I was really happy. It was the first bike of my life. And this passion of riding motorcycle for long distance was there with me since a long time. When I belonged to Puri, I used to borrow my friend's bike and I used to go for long rides and I used to do a lot of things. I was really fascinated about this long trips on motorcycles. So that is what happened. So I bought my first motorcycle, and the first trip that I thought I should do was a trip to Puri, my hometown. So it was about close to 1100 kilometers exactly from Hyderabad to my hometown. I started from Hyderabad and I rode all the way till Odisha. But unfortunately, something happened. Yes, what exactly happened? It was really interesting and it was really unfortunate as well. So there were like 3 guys at the middle of a night. It was almost close to 11 p.m. and it was foggy because it was in the month of January, January 28 to be precise. So it was very foggy, barely anything was visible. And I was riding and I see that 3 guys standing in front of the road and they were having weapons with their hand and they started looting me. So basically they looted my motorcycle, they looted my mobile, they looted my everything, okay, all wallet and everything they looted. And this was exactly about like 15 to 20 kilometers before my home, just nearby to my home this incident happened. And you won't believe, I was really scared that day. But no matter whatever it was, I was always with my presence of mind. I said, you take whatever you want, but just leave me safe. I mean, don't hurt me, just take whatever you want. So I do believe at this point of time that I did a good decision of doing that. You know how things turn up after that. I just somehow managed to go to my home, and then my parents, as usual, I believe any parent should say that, what is the madness of riding a motorcycle from Hyderabad to Puri? Obviously they said that you should stop all this madness, you should stop riding and all that stuff. But inside me, I had this feeling for motorcycle. I had this feeling of long trips. Whatever you see as on date, life has never been so easy. And the major challenge for me at that point of time was to explaining the police that how this theft happened, and it was a real theft, because the police was not believing that I rode my motorcycle all the way from Hyderabad to Puri, and he was not convinced that why would I ride a motorcycle for so long. He was thinking that I was involved in the theft or dacoity. Insurance was really difficult, because now insurance is all online, but at that point of time it was really difficult because it was not online. So filing a claim and getting the money back took me almost 9 months. It was such a long process. Yeah, these days it is quite easy, but yeah, at that point of time it was really difficult. So that is what happened with me. I was back to Hyderabad. Inside me, as I said, there was a biker who wanted to do long trips, and I have lost my first bike. What do I do? Now this is where willpower and patience actually plays an important role in your life. I decided that I'll buy a second bike. So I bought a small bike because I couldn't afford a big bike this time. I thought I'll buy the cheapest motorcycle available in the market. I bought the TVS Star City, which was costing me close to about 28,000 rupees or 29,000. So I thought I'll buy one more bike with loan. And luckily, the banks also offered me a loan, because the present EMIs I was paying. I had a tough time because I have to manage 2 AMIs, and also I have to pay for down payment. I have to also send some money to my parents. That is how things actually worked out at that point of time. But still, I could manage. And you won't believe, that bike, that 100cc motorcycle, for the first year, I did about 35,000 kilometers. Yes, friends, that's exactly what I did. So I rode, because for me, what mattered was riding the motorcycles, exploring places. It is not that what motorcycle I have with me. I never cried saying that my bike is stolen and it was a good bike, I can't move to a smaller bike. So that is what is life, friends. You just have to utilize whatever things you have with you, and you have to find solutions to a problem, and you have to move ahead in life. You should not stop anywhere. So this is one phase of life I also wanted to share with you guys. And since then, I have never stopped buying motorcycles, or have never stopped exploring places. In the year around 2016, I owned about like 14 motorcycles, starting from 100cc motorcycle to the Harley Davidsons. And in fact, this 100cc motorcycle, which is the TVS Star City, I still have it on my garage, because that is something which has taught me who I am. So far, I have covered most of the places in India on my motorcycles. I have done Ladakh about 7 times on my motorcycle. I have done Sikkim, I have done Bhutan, I have done Nepal, I have done Rajasthan, I have done South India. A lot of places I have explored. I have done Kashmir to Kanyakumari on my motorcycles. So I have never stopped riding. I have never stopped buying motorcycles, and till now also I am buying motorcycle. You can see that the recent one is the Honda Africa Twin, which is a 1000cc automatic motorcycle that I ride, and I really love riding it. And then in 2017, there is a new phase of life where I started my first YouTube channel, Bulubiker, the channel where I share my travel stories. This channel was started with the inspiration of a lot of other YouTubers who started YouTube channels, and I just thought when I'm traveling, I could also make videos, and I could also share them on YouTube. Initially, the intention was not that to gain a lot of subscribers or to make a lot of money. Well, the idea was to store the travel videos on YouTube, as the platform was free and I don't have to block my hard disk to store my travel videos. I could simply edit them and upload them to YouTube. That was the initial intention. But in course of time, the channel really did good, and I have started gathering a lot of subscribers. So we are close to about 2.8 lakh subscribers on the main channel, the Bulubiker channel, and the other channel, Bulu channel, has about close to 65,000 subscribers. Both the channels are doing great in their own job. You see, I am not the guy whom a regular mass audience will follow, but I am the guy whom a passionate rider will admire and to dream to live such a life that I live. So that means my channel has got this niche segment of subscribers that follow me on a day-to-day life. Now, how did I manage to do this? It was very simple, by being myself. Yes, my friends, if you see me in this video, if you see me on my channel, if you see me outside, I'm always the same person with the same smile and the same attitude in life. So that is what has helped me in growing my YouTube channel, by being myself. It is always easy to play yourself, my friends, rather playing someone else. So at the end, I would like to let you know what I've understood from life is happiness is not about making tons of friends or buying multiple cars or bikes or exploring the world or making a lot of wealth. It is actually to do something that you love to do. Yes, my friends, at this moment of time, I'm doing something that I love to do. And of course, YouTube pays me, whether it is YouTube ads or brands or any kind of thing, but still I make a good amount of money. So in short, I have converted my passion to profession. It's a full-time profession now. And that doesn't happen from day one. You need to have a lot of patience to walk from Hyderabad to Medchal Kalakal. That's all about it, friends. Thank you so much for watching my story. Namaste. If you find this story interesting, if you find this story inspiring, please feel free to share this with your friends and family. Cheers and have a great day. Take care, guys.